Hello world, welcome to Monday Media Review here in Two Guys on the Couch. I am George.
And I'm Joe. We're here to wade through the bullshit, give you our opinions on upcoming movies and games. This week we got two movies for you. Let's start with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Hey, lovebirds. We have unfinished business, I and he.
He and me.
Don't you talk to me about grammar.
This movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, based on the comic book, Scott Pilgrim. The acting in the movie, I would say, it was good for what it was. Because it was, like, understated, but that's kind of how the book is written. Mm-hmm. And the script is, like, line for line the comic book.
Yeah, it's just pretty much...
If we're gonna date, you may have to defeat my 7 evil exes.
You have 7 evil ex-boyfriends?
7 evil exes, yes.
And I have to fight...
Defeat
your 7 evil exes if we're going to continue to date?
Pretty much.
So what you're saying right now is we are dating?
I guess.
And that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of the whole movie.
If you really think about it, it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah. Pretty much. But as far as the acting of all the actors go within it, like the two main people, Scott Pilgrim and Ramona Flowers, they pretty much played backseat to everybody surrounding them in the cast.
Yeah.
Like the over-the-top exes, and the gay roommate. I mean,
Wallace.
Wallace stole the show.
Wallace was fantastic.
Every scene he was in, it was just hilarious.
If she really is the girl of your dreams, then you have to let her know. You have to overcome any and all obstacles that lie in your path. You can do it. Be with her. It's your destiny. Plus, I need you to move out.
What?
I love how they brought in so many video game references as well. Yeah, they actually used, I think at one point they used Super Mario Brothers theme as actual background music to the movie.
Action in this movie, it's over the top, stylized, exactly like the comic book.
Yes.
I mean, you actually see panel for panel the comic book at moments.
Mm-hmm. Now, there were 7 fights, of course, and I think only about, 4 or 5 of them was worthwhile.
And, there was only 6 fights, because one of them was 2. The twins was 1 fight.
Okay, yes.
But, I'd have to disagree with that. I hated the twins fight. I hated the vegan fight. The end fight was okay. It was just okay.
I didn't...
And I hated the end of the fight with Chris Evans, which the fight was exactly like the comic book, and you were like, well, you can't complain because it's exactly like the comic book. No, I can complain because it was stupid in the comic also.
Now, they did miss, I think, an opportunity with Chris Evans. But like you said, it's like the comic book, so I'm not going to complain about it because he's one of the few people who actually stay true to the comic. And there's so many people who bitch, well, it's not true to the comic. Well, now you're bitching that it's not. Make up your mind. Mm-hmm. But the fight with the vegan, they missed a perfect opportunity to bring in references from Guitar Hero.
Yeah, in the game when you fight the vegan, you actually see the Guitar Hero scroll.
I kind of liked the fight with the twins. I thought that was kind of neat. Kind of like that reminded me of like a big monster fight.
I liked the visuals and what happened, but the music, it was like this mishmash of the two people playing completely different music, and it just didn't work. It was just hurt your ears to listen to.
You had no problem with the visuals, just the music itself.
Yeah, that killed the whole fight for me, though. It's like I wanted to hit mute. It was terrible to listen to.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I liked most of the fights. I mean, especially when they brought in the dyke.
Yeah, that fight was okay.
I was just a little bi-curious.
Well, honey, I'm a little bi-furious!
As far as the movie goes, a rating out of Super Mario Bros. Sprites, I'm going to go with a 3 out of 5, just because I hate the comic, and this movie was the comic. Now, I can't really, you can't complain, well, it's just like the comic, so how can you hate it? Well, I didn't like the comic. I mean, that's the biggest problem. If you love the comic, you're probably going to think this is the greatest movie of all time. But I just personally don't like the style of the comic, well, the art style of the comic. And I thought some of the fights were very underutilized. They didn't really tap into a lot of 8-bit stuff, like where was a RPG-style Final Fantasy fight? Mm-hmm. Why was there no Guitar Hero scroll? Why were there no other... Like, a lot of the fights were very similar.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go a little bit higher with a 4 out of 5 Super Mario Bros. Sprites, because the simple fact is, when it comes right down to it, there's never been a movie that looked like this.
Yeah,
it's totally it's a revolutionary movie in a sense.
The visuals are outstanding. I'll give them that. Like, it looks incredible.
I mean,
I loved looking at the film.
I mean, just for the sole purpose, Edgar Wright pushed the boundaries with this movie. It's like, it's for the ADD generation, straight up.
Definitely.
Because it's pretty much all over the place, but it still tells the story. And except for a few of the battles and a few of the scenes, I really had fun with this movie.
Like, it's hard for, like, to me. I loved it and I hated it. That's why I'm going 3. That's why it's, you know.
I mean, it's not a perfect movie, not by far, but it is such a fun film, and it's, in my opinion, it's a revolutionary film.
And if you like the comic book, you will most likely love this movie, because it's exactly like the comic.
I don't know. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Jeez, buddy, it's gonna be all right. No, I just spilled hot cocoa on my crotch.
Next up, we want to talk about another movie we saw, The Expendables.
Got a problem with that?
Yeah, Stallone's newest picture that he directed and starred in.
Yes.
And
directed, starred in, and wrote.
And
he wrote the screenplay.
And pretty much what the movie is in a nutshell is a collection of all your favorite action movie heroes, icons from the 80s, and
today.
A few of them from today, and mash them into one movie where they have to go rescue a woman from some evil people down south.
Yeah, the only thing that this, for the actors, the only people they're missing is Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that's because Jean-Claude turned it down, which, in my opinion, is a fucking moron for doing it.
Boom, I see. What do you mean, boom, boom, boom? What's my story? Well, you give the fuck and make money. I said, Sly, I cannot work this way.
The story's basic. A group of mercenaries has to go rescue a girl from a dictator, which is actually being funded by a greedy American. Now, when I say that, it's like, this movie has 2 points of view. There is the one American, which is a greedy son of a bitch and does it for the sole purpose of power. Then you have another group of Americans who are doing it for the right thing. So it shows both sides. It's just not greedy Americans destroy everything. You know, it's not really that way.
We will kill this American disease.
Like, the movie had a slight political message, but at the same time, it really, you can gloss over the political message if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And just for the sole action-ness of it. I mean, that's the point of it, is a giant action movie.
Yeah, this movie is a throwback to the 1980s action movie where things are so over the top, but it's so much fun. Again, they don't make movies like this. I mean,
well, except for Stallone's last movie he made,
Rambo,
Rambo,
which I actually think is a slightly more fun film than this movie. But this movie, The Expendables, is a slightly better film than Rambo.
Yeah, it had bigger production, better actors. Especially when it comes to, like, Jason Statham, I think he steals the show in this movie.
Yeah.
And same with Terry Crews and his freaking massive shotgun.
That was the greatest scene ever. I mean, I think the main problem with this movie is I think they had too many people.
Yeah, they didn't, like, you had those scenes where it's like, this is Jason Statham's scene. Well, I mean, he was in a lot of scenes, but this is his big standout action scene. This is Jet Li's big standout action scene. This is Dolph Lundgren's big standout action scene.
Yeah, but there are so many action heroes that they couldn't actually concentrate on each one, so they concentrated on, like, mainly just one or two. But if they would have cut it down to, say, like the A-Team, then they could have easily made the 4 work together better. There's just, I think, there's too many people.
My life is difficult. I need more money.
Why is that?
I work harder than the rest.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Everything is harder for me. When I get hurt, the only is bigger. Because I'm smaller.
The action, so over the top, body gibs going everywhere. There's a scene where Stallone speed reloads like 3 clips in a row, which is
was
awesome.
Just boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was just so fucking crazy how fast he did that.
The Cruise's like freaking massive shotgun where he just rips through guys left and right.
Genius.
Like, everything about this movie, I had fun with. I liked the acting. The story was basic, but it served the purpose of an action movie.
Yes. I mean, I wish they would make more movies like this. Just over-the-top action, shit exploding. I mean, I think the last 20 minutes was nothing but shit blowing up.
Dad, no! They're right.
Yeah, out of Ravens, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5.
Yes.
It wasn't as good as Rambo in my opinion. I loved Rambo. Like, it wasn't as fun as Rambo. But I want more action movies like this.
Yes, I'm going to go with him 4 out of 5. It's not perfect, but it's so much fun.
Get out there!
Why me?
Because you're smaller!
That's going to do it for the Monday Media Review here on Two Guys on the Couch. I'm Joe.
And I am George.
See you next time here on the couch.
Why does everything have to be so complicated?
Step up your game, Scott. Break out the L word.
Lesbian?
The other L word.
Lesbians?